We are there.
Yes.
Hello, Patrick. Thank you for joining. Good morning to you.
Happy New Day to you. Good
Happy New
morning.
Day indeed. And thank you to all of our friends joining us on LinkedIn Live and also on YouTube. We're thrilled to be back with you. And today we have something special to talk about because we have teased you maybe a little bit and we gave you information about what RIMPAGE is, what it means, what it stands for, but we haven't really gone deeper into the subject of where this vision came from. So today I would like to focus us, if you're ready to talk about that, Patrick,
Yes.
because the vision of this proportion, it takes a special person, in my opinion, from what I have observed. It takes someone truly special to be aware of this vision, and then to dare to take it to the next step, or to steps necessary for this vision to become realized. So let's go to the beginning. Were you always aware that your life will present you with something unusual when you were growing up?
Absolutely. when I was in high school, I had this idea, this ideal
Mm.
um, way of being, and I came up with a saying for myself, and it was I refuse to be ordinary.
Mm.
And so I would do things, anything that would make me stand out in my mind, maybe not in someone else's mind. I needed to satisfy that for myself.
Absolutely.
And it was a desire for distinction. It was a desire to be extraordinary, to
Mhm.
go above and beyond
Yeah.
what is common.
So it pushed you a little bit further than what normally would be expected from your generation, so to speak. It's funny. I know exactly the feeling that you're talking about, right? So
And
then where did this vision become something that you became aware of?
the earliest insight was in 2009, and it was just an idea that popped into my mind. And the idea was a basketball website,
Mm-hmm.
a basketball community. That was the first idea. And
Mm-hmm.
then I wrote that one down, and then I would get another one and write that one down,
Mm-hmm.
and the picture just started getting clearer and clearer
Mm-hmm.
with each new insight that I was recording. Finally, at around 2017. So you can imagine if I'm getting these ideas over the years, then
Yes.
suddenly in 2017, I'm getting as many ideas in this one day as I've gotten in all these years. There
Wow.
was like this explosion, and then I got a full picture, and I knew what RimPage needed to be,
Wow.
and that's when I decided to go for it. So 2009 to 2017, just getting ideas.
Right.
2017, I had a clear picture, and I knew what I needed to do.
So in what way did you record those ideas, and how did you treat them? Was there something special that you would maybe write them down and then leave them to simmer? Or did you think about it? Did you spend any time considering how this will
Yes,
evolve?
some, especially as I got more and more of the ideas. First, I always had this idea that I would end up doing something great. There was some great achievement in me that wanted to come out. So, and that I've been aware of for a long time. And so I'm always thinking, is this it? Is this it? Is this it?
Yep.
And when the ideas come, then I at first I was writing them down, but then I had a BlackBerry. I don't know if you remember the BlackBerry phones, and I started recording my notes in my BlackBerry. And then I had this idea that maybe one day BlackBerry won't be around anymore, and then my notes are going to be trapped in there. And so
Wow.
I found a note-taking app that still exists to this day, and I started putting my notes in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would read them and then just sort of expand on them. And I wonder how this would work and how this would work. Then I started making plans and stuff, but still, it wasn't until 2017 that I got the piece that I needed to
Right.
really know how to take it where it is today.
And that is quite a long time. I think most
Yes.
people would give up, would forget this idea. What was the point at which you realized that this is not the idea of something that you're creating, that this is actually your life's mission, that this is something that is the assignment of your life, and the purpose why you were born was to create something like this.
I've always had this sense that I was created, and if I was created, then my creator deserves to get whatever he created me for. And so every purpose I've undertaken, I've always prayed about it to ask, is this okay? Is this pleasing to you? When I prayed about RIMPAGE, the response I got is what told me, yes, this is okay, go for it.
Yes.
And then I became convinced that this is something I was born to do.
Yes, yes, yes. So in there probably lies the answer that how come this vision of this enormity didn't scare you from actually setting up, the first stone in that foundation?
From not at any point did I ever experience any fear. Yeah, this is a global mission. We're going to be the biggest stage in all of sports in the world, and yet not at one point was I scared. It's just nor was there ever any doubt that we could do it. In fact, I'll give you a story. When I conceived of this vision of having the one-on-one basketball league, and each player would have their own profile page, I wanted their stats to be on the profile page. But if we're talking about 100 million players and they're all capturing video of their matches, and they send those videos in, how are we going to collect all of those stats? I didn't know how we were going to do that. I just knew we were going to do it. And then over time, someone existed the technology where now AI can read, or AI can watch video and record stats. Okay. So even before it existed, I envisioned it, and I just figured somehow there's going to be a way to do it. Wow.
But that is what vision is, right? Do you see all the steps in that vision, or do you just have a like an end goal first, right, and then the steps are revealed to you as you go? Do you find that's true?
Yeah, absolutely. There's that end goal for me was me standing on the platform in a stadium with 100,000 people, and the final shot has been taken, the winner has been crowned. Now the whole world knows who's the best basketball player in the world. It's the guy standing on the stage with me, and I'm handing him the trophy. That picture, right, knowing that he was his national champion, his state champion, his city champion, that picture is the one that stands out in my mind.
Wow. It's an amazing journey. What was the catalyst then between the vision being like simmering and sitting enough that you felt that you gave it enough patience, and then you said there was one day in which everything came together? What was the catalyst for you?
It was the mission. Remember, at first I said RIMPAGE was going to be a basketball website, like a basketball community, and we would collect videos of players and stuff. But the mission is what did it for me, to actually find out who is the best basketball player on this planet. Right. That excited me. That blew everything away, and I knew I had to go for it.
Be answered.
Yes, that we can actually know. We can actually know. Absolutely. That's what did it for me. Even now, that fills me with excitement.
Yeah. Can you tell me what was what was the point at which you realized that this vision can become more? Because I'm sensing that you see that this vision can expand. So it goes beyond you standing on the stage and presenting the world champion with the trophy, right, with the first Lions Cup, but it goes beyond that, doesn't it?
Yes. The philosophy of RIMPAGE is one of, I like to think of it as an outbreak. Like you have desire that is growing. All these people have this desire, but the systems that are in place are constricting that desire. But there comes a point when the desire will not be contained anymore, and there's a breaking out. And that's sort of the philosophy of RIMPAGE. Like you have players all over the world who want to get on a big stage and perform, but the systems that we have in place are constricting that desire. But it keeps growing until it breaks out. And RIMPAGE is that breaking out for all of these players. There's this explosion of talent all over the world. Well, that doesn't just exist in basketball.
Yes.
And so if there's this need for all of these basketball players to connect, have something that connects them with their dreams, then what about all these other areas in life as well, where it can just as easily be applied?
Wow, that's amazing. And we often say that RIMPAGE is player-centered, that centers around the player. But I think it's also true to say that it's person-centered. So everyone who is part of RIMPAGE mission is an important part of RIMPAGE.
Yes, yes.
Would you
In
say
fact,
that's, yeah, go ahead.
we also want to revolutionize the relationship between employer and employee.
Mhm.
RIMPAGE employees, one of my goals for RIMPAGE employees is for them to, when they leave RIMPAGE, be able to say, I'm a better person because of the time I spent at RIMPAGE.
Yes.
We're not going to be super greedy, not even with their time. I don't want any employee working more than 6 hours. That's 8 hours is too much time to be pulled away from your family.
Yes.
So give us 6 hours and go be with your family. So we're going to revolutionize the whole relationship between employer and employer.
Yes, RIMPAGE is so rich vision on so many different levels, and we cannot wrap a story around it that is big enough. Maybe we should have set, instead of 15 minutes, maybe we should have set a whole hour.
Yes, yes.
To talk. And even then, but I really don't think that we could exhaust the possibility of the impact of the good ripple effect impact that RIMPAGE will create in this world, right? So what is our invitation here for those of our friends who are watching us appear here week after week and talk about RIMPAGE? What if they are not a basketball player, right? What if they are somebody who has observed this sport and hasn't had much involvement with it? What is in it for them?
The invitation will be, come fly with RIMPAGE.
Yes.
You have skills, talents, abilities, resources, visions, dreams that can aid us in achieving our goal and our mission. It's really about developing people.
So true.
Like,
yes.
You could strip away the context of basketball and just think of it as developing people. We want to see people develop to their highest potential.
Exactly. That is beautiful. I think that really sums up the entire vision as it is in this moment, as we can understand it and see it together. Even it takes a bit of perspective, right? Standing far back to see the entirety and enormity of this mission, but empowering every person that comes in contact with. That's a really
when you stand back far enough, what you see when you look at RIMPAGE is that we're empowering people to be their best selves.
Yes, yes. And it will stop at nothing to achieve that.
Yes. Yeah. We're not asking for permission. We're not asking for permission. We're taking it. We're taking this vision forward.
So if this conversation that we have shared here in front of you resonates with you, you can tune in on Mondays when we talk empowerment. So we extend this mission beyond what is obvious and what we shared here. Do you want to say what we share on Mondays?
Yes. We discuss RIMPAGE's founding principles. We have conversations around those principles because they're universally applicable. You can take them out of a basketball context and put them in any other context, and they're just as true, just as powerful. So.
Yeah, that's it. And then on Fridays, also something really exciting happening is that we share our network. So people, brilliant minds who are in our network, whether they're connected with the world of basketball or not, again, we are all connected with one another. So in a way, we always are connected. But there is this community of visionaries, community of people who don't accept limitations, don't see limitations for themselves. And it's quite freeing for everyone to be part of that. We have so many people in our community who work with younger generation. And RIMPAGE is here to serve them as well. So if that resonates with you, why not join us in Anchored in Love with RIMPAGE on Fridays? So and indeed on Wednesdays like this, we come and tell you more about what RIMPAGE is all about. We take a different angle And we then give you the view from that viewpoint into the RIMPAGE. I hope that that is been exciting for you as it is for us, clearly.
Yes.
We have, sorry, we have enjoyed this conversation tremendously. And if anything resonates with you, leave us a comment. You can ask question, but you can find us here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays live on LinkedIn. Do connect with us. We're open to all connections and all conversations. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And
thank you.
We'll be back with you soon. Thank you so much, Patrick,
Thank you for
sharing
joining
the
us.
vision and for bringing it to life. Much
Always
needed.
fun, Katerina.